Having completed the farmhouse in the previous episode, this week I started working on the smaller side builds for the farm. There's a few side builds to go through this week, but first we will begin with the stables and cattle enclosure multifunction build. As usual, I have to work on the surrounding terrain in preparation for the placement of the build. Just like the farmhouse build, I have broken down the builds this week to a level where all parts used are visible. I hope this is good enough for you to reverse engineer these builds by pausing at each point. I don't have enough time to do instructions and make videos regularly, as some have requested previously though. As mentioned earlier, this build has two functions. One being a stables for the horse, and the other a gatehouse for the cattle enclosure. Another function of this build is a little tool shed as well. I've placed it down on the smaller turntable piece to avoid giving it a rigid look, since the farmhouse was placed on the regular stud grid. The look I'm going for here is a wooden log structure with horizontal bracing represented by the 1x8 snot tiles. Before placing the roof, I wanted to give you a good look at the interior with the animal figures placed inside. I needed to have a 2x16 plate up top to give the wall some integrity, but making it removable with the jumper plates for better access when placing the animal figures. The roof is also made to be removable, as you will see in a moment. I went with thatched roofing here with the same color tones as the farmhouse roof for better cohesion, since the walls of these two buildings look different. But the rock finger pieces are arranged differently here, so it doesn't look too repetitive with the farmhouse. To emphasize the log-built look, I used rounded 1x1 bricks for the rakes of this roof. If you do want to build this, keep in mind that the angle between the two halves of the roof is not exactly 90 degrees, making the log raking slightly fragile. So the roof has to be handled with care to keep the raking intact. But it's just minor disconnects, easily resolvable. It's perfectly fine for displaying purposes. I used these zip lines for the fencing. It's quite a common technique, but I think it's very effective for giving your builds an organic look. It does require a bit of trial and error to figure out a good placement for the wooden poles to keep the zip lines taut. I'm no zoology expert, but I think cows and sheep can coexist together, being herbivores and all. Other detailing work for this enclosure will be done at another time. Now we will move on to the pig pen side build, starting with a bit more terrain work to prepare for the placement of the pen. This is just a small and simple build since pigs are small and it only has one function. The water and food tray is meant to be accessible from both sides, so the farmers don't have to enter the pen every time to feed the pigs. And I went with brick-built fencing here just for some differentiation from the cattle enclosure. I went with wooden roofing to keep the pen looking light and simple, but with accessibility to the interior in mind. I normally don't like to place objects unconnected, but I still haven't figured a way to connect pigs off-grid unlike cows and sheep. Alright, I've left the best build for last. The all-important outhouse. Our minifigs need somewhere to relieve themselves after all. This is also a wooden log build to keep it in theme with the other side builds, but it has a layered wooden roof as a sort of hybrid look between the thatched roof structures and the pig pen. Again, accessibility to the interior was an important criteria here. This build is quite compact, so I couldn't do separate walls like before for ease of demonstration. But I've separated it into subsections. I hope you can tell what's used in this build. It's similar to the stables, using the log bricks with the longer snot tiles as horizontal bracing. Originally, I intended to place this outhouse next to the pig pen, but it felt too cramped back there, so I have two choices for this. First is to let the blacksmith family have it and place it there. Second option is to expand this mock behind the farmhouse and place it behind the farmhouse itself. What do you guys think? Should I let the smithies have it, completing this diorama sooner and moving on to the next build series? Or should I expand this mock by another 2 48 by 48 grey base plates on the farm side and let the farmers have the outhouse? Let me know down in the comments below. Looks like we have some trolls trolling this family by stealing their pigs. As we have established last week, this is a lower income farming family, so it's unfortunate that their pigs are being stolen as well. But as luck would have it, a heroic group of soldiers were on patrol nearby. Whether they will catch the trolls in time is anybody's guess though. I've given up on giving an estimated number of episodes now. Don't forget to comment below about the mock expansion though. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.